Hello everybody, welcome back to another Broodwar cast. Lock in, boys. We've got Light versus Soma in a bit of a series here. Should be an interesting one. Ooh, a pool. Overpool here from Soma to start things off. And an in-base barracks coming up here for Light. He should be able to hold everything off as long as he's got his SCVs on the ramp, and that'll require him to possibly double scout here. Probably send one SCV to the top right, one SCV down to, or top left, excuse me, bottom right. Make sure that he knows that this is coming. As soon as he knows this is coming, he should be fine. But anyways, guys, I'm here in Canada. I'm on a vacation right now, just kind of hanging out, having a good time, getting blazed. You know how it is. Definitely there's no weed in Japan, so I've been a stoner my whole life, and I just kind of take a break for a whole year. It is what it is. What the heck? Okay. Something was going on there with that drone. That drone got completely stuck. But I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the fruits of my country, my home country. And hanging out with my old friends here. Most of them have kids now. It's funny, actually. Last year, when I came out of all my friends, there was 2 kids, 2 babies. And now this year, there's 6. So it's accelerating. It's accelerating quickly, guys. Looks like he hasn't scouted this. Could be a little bit... Okay, no, wait a second. There it is. There's the purple SCV being chased by these lings. And as you can see, lings are... kind of, they don't really know where they're supposed to be going right now, so only 4 are going to arrive here at the ramp. And look at that, another SCV into the main base. And so this will be easy for Light to go ahead and just take this CC now on low ground pretty much when he wanted to. And I would say this is not personally a position that I'm going to be very happy with as the Zerg player. See if he can get on top of these Marines. That SCV is really going to block things up, and that 5th Marine comes down, completely screws over this attack. 2 lings die for free. That's really rough right now for Soma. He's halfway done this metabolic boost. He's going to have to make more lings. This is not a good spot for him at all. Look, there's the 2 sets of extra lings. Looks like a run by coming over here. He's going to try to go up this ramp, but again, a very nice block here on the ramp. Just going to wait until he's got about 3 Marines before coming down there to challenge that. Marines make their way over here. 5 Marines making their way right up into the main base. This is very scary right now. Drones are going to be pulled. Let's see if we can get the... Oh gosh, this is a really bad engagement. Can he actually get on top of these Marines with the drones? The drones... kind of dancing on top of each other for such a long time there before fully engaging. And look at this, gonna get absolutely wiped out here. Barely mining at all. I guess he could send all of his drones to the natural if he wanted to. Finally, these Marines will go down, and so many lings are made here, guys. He's gonna have to counter. Like, there's no way you just made 10 lings and you're not gonna counter this. That would be wild. A 2nd barracks starts? You've got to be kidding me. A 2nd barracks with an academy here back at home. Light just abandoning the idea of going for a natural right off the bat. He's going to make a lot of Marines and medics and just go across the map. Try to end this one. Now, it's going to be very hard to deal with this army with just pure lings, especially if he adds a couple of firebats after. This medic, 1 Marine, and then 2 firebats? No. 2 more Marines. Okay. No sunken colonies here just yet, but he definitely needs to make some. Spire is done. Muta's on the way right now. You know, I don't know exactly whether Soma's just going to win this straight up or not. It kind of feels like he just wins now. But there is an eBay. He should be able to start a turret. I feel like if the mutas suddenly arrive at this point... Okay, 1 muta has been made. That's crazy. Only 1? It's wild to me to make one muta and flyer attacks, but okay. I'm gonna fly through here. Go ahead, try to kill one of these SCVs. Takes a lot of hits to kill an SCV with this. The mutas are strong, but only in a pack. Gonna dive in on the natural. As soon as he baits those Marines into the main. This is the thing that I was thinking. Like, this is why I was thinking it might just be over. If he flew in with like 3 or 4 mutas right then, baits that Marine army back, you know, does that little dive and then comes back in with more reinforcement mutas, he might have been able to just break him open. Now, the same thing is going to happen here in a moment, but now there's turrets. The turrets do change the math a little bit. Diving in towards this natural. Does he have any... Oh, he does not have any sunken colonies back at home. Cannot break the main base right now. Few more mutas are being added on. Finally, the natural command center is almost done. There's the third base, by the way, down in bottom left. This is quite a weird game we're watching right now. Very rare that you see it turn out like this, but both players have been walking the fine line very carefully and nicely, avoiding disaster and keeping up in the curve. This Marine ball is pretty big, but this is really all that Light has. He's on 3 racks behind this. It looks like he started his factory back at home. Yeah, his factory is going. That's a nice snipe right there. Very difficult to dive into this bio ball and only and get a free kill. As you can see, almost every time Light is hitting that stim button and diving on top of these mutas. But the number is getting lower and lower here as the lings start to come in. Gonna take a couple more pot shots there. Basically bringing this bio count down to a point where it's just not going to be much of a threat. Needs to continue to reinforce that. And look, he's pushed him all the way back into his natural. It's looking quite rough for Light now with how far he's been pushed back. So far, there's no transition here. He's making all sunken colonies. All right. Ton of sunken colonies getting made right now. Because he thinks that the Marines are going to be coming across the map to fight him. But you know what? They've all come back here into the main, and he just bashes those Marines with his Mutalisk. Nicely done there. If I take a fight like that ever with my Mutalisk, everything dies. But he recognized that there weren't enough medics with that army. The medics are having a hard time getting back into that pocket, and so he just stands and fights, blasts all of those Marines, and now he's going to be able to slip out here through the top of the natural. Not a lot of Mutalisk left, but he's done a huge amount to start to slow down Light. By just forcing that liftoff, killing all those Marines and a few SCVs. He's opened the way to a transitionary point here, but I don't see it yet. Where is that transition? Soma just continuing to make mutas with no Hydralisk Den or anything in sight yet. Is this just going to be a 3-hatch muta all-in with 3 gas here? He's just started mining the gas. And so he's going to have that bit of extra income. 5 overlords on the way right now. Completely supply blocked is Soma. But he'll be opening up that supply here shortly, and then he can make a big round of Mutalisks. Science facility is about halfway done. A little more than halfway done, so we're going to have that all-important splash damage for the air coming out here pretty soon. Nice dive into the natural with those lings. And now he's really opened up this position. There's only 1 turret underneath that factory. And so he's basically just fighting with pure Marine here. If he can get another wave of reinforcements up to the front and start to crack this open before the turret's finish, no, he's not going to be able to. A little bit too much bulk here at the front. with too many Marines. He cannot just break through that position. Still making pure mutas, guys. He is on a clock. The science vessel, the first one, is on the way. It's going to pop out here shortly. It won't have energy for a little bit longer. And also, I haven't seen the upgrade get started yet. I have not seen that upgrade, so it's possible that he hasn't been able to get the money together to make that upgrade here just yet. Walking right on the fine line of death here. Wow, fly through not working well for Soma. Oh my gosh, he's losing so many mutas here. And now this force is just so small, you have to run. Not even going to be able to stand and fight. There we go. The upgrade has started. I think it'll be pretty close to the timing on when he's got 75 energy. It's almost time for a transition. My god, there we go. Finally. It feels super late, though. This transition is crazy late, and he doesn't start the Queen's Nest. The Queen's Nest didn't make. Oh my gosh. The Queen's Nest didn't make, guys. 6 drones on the way. He's going to be so frustrated when he figures out that that Queen's Nest never started. There it is. It starts now, but it was already insanely late. We're at 12 minutes in. Most Zerg games, you're going to have a hive at around 9 minutes in a lot of those cases. Zerg versus Terran. He's getting quite a bit of SCV kills now. 25 only here for Terran, but the tech is just so much better. The tech is just so much better here, and with the Irradiate, it's going to be so hard to hold on. There's no sunken colonies here at all. He canceled every sunken colony they made earlier when he saw that Terran was not turning around, or that was turning around to deal with this. What am I looking at? All these drones out on the map. 4 drones. You can see that Soma's in a state of panic right now as he tries to throw down sunken colonies. He's only able to get 1 started. Now he's flying around with these Mutilis. I mean, there's so few workers here for our Terran player. The Muta's just flying overhead and dying for free. Sunken colonies are trying desperately to finish. He just doesn't have the money for it, though. The transition has been way too slow. Running forward here, it looks like Light's just going to beast right through this front. Absolutely nothing he can do about it. Soma taps out. Ooh, that's a frustrating game. That is a truly frustrating game for Soma, who dealt with that super annoying walk by into the main base, standing behind the mineral patches, and frustrating his efforts at getting any sort of economy going, but he prevented the natural for a long time and forced Light into a very difficult situation where he was barely able to defend, even on so few workers, though. The Terran is deadly once they get that Irradiate out and a good enough chunk of Marines to fight the Mutas. Crazy. Light's able to bring that back, but he does so and puts a win on the board. First game of this series. All right, guys, game 2, Light versus Soma. We had a bit of chatter here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to find the text for that. If I did, I will put it down in the comments. Just a little bit of chatter between these two. I'm not sure if we know, or he knows who this barcode is, but maybe he does. It's possible. Right now, Soma spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Looks like he's going to grab gas. Interesting. All right, I was a little bit behind the curve there. Never mind. There is a 12 hatch down there. 12 hatch and then 11 pool 10 gas. He goes ahead and makes some more drones here. Going to send out 1 to go ahead and scout. We'll go ahead and start to mine that gas here. Lining up for a 2 hatchery build. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit thrown off right now. I went out and had an entire day full of events and stuff. Doing a whole bunch of stuff today. Went hiking in between the first game and the second game. So excuse me if I'm just getting back into it here after getting home from a long day. But I wanted to get this cast out to you guys. I want to keep the channel going. Make sure you guys have some stuff to watch. I know a lot of you guys are probably on summer vacation or, you know, doing fun stuff, but some of you guys are probably still working hard and need something to watch at the end of the day. And some of you, of course, on vacation maybe still want to keep up with Broodwar and see what's going on and see how Soma's doing going into this new season. So I wanted to make this video for you guys and try to slip out as many videos as I can here while I'm on vacation. Hanging out with my family, and my brother and my wife's sister is here right now. Came all the way from Japan for only 5 days. How crazy is that? It is tough to get time off in Japan, man. Tougher even than the US, I believe. And so she was only able to get just the bare minimum amount of time to come down here. So we've been trying to make it a good one. Make sure she has a lot of fun over here in Canada. Oh, the run by is not going to go well, I don't think. Oh, he actually gets up the ramp, so that will make it pretty worth. 4 lings for 2 Marines, not too bad. Can he get an SCV as well? He'll at least draw the the Marines all the way back into his base. Meanwhile, SCV has spotted everything here in the main. Sees that second gas. Sees the timing on the Spire. Just going to go back in and confirm that one more time with that SCV. But Soma's totally safe here. He knows that those Marines were sent all the way back home. And so the Marines are going to take a long time to cross the map. You can see no medics out just yet, but he's pushing out 448, moving across the map. Could be a little bit scary, but the moment the SCV dies, he decides to turn around and head back home. Unfortunately for Soma, he actually built quite a lot of lings here. Try and make up for the fact that he lost those ones early and didn't have something spotting these Marines coming across the map. And so, fearing the full commitment from the Marines, he built a lot of lings. Now he can only make 2 Mutalisks at a time. Once again, just 2 mutas. But a deja vu here on Polestar, as only 2 mutas get made initially to be sent across the map to try and deal any sort of damage. A lot of lings here. Up on the high ground, which is a nice place for them to be. If he sees an opportunity right as the Marines are coming up this ramp, he could try to engage this. Closing that distance by attacking right as the Marines are coming up here can give you an advantage big enough to potentially win a fight. Now those mutas are going to make their way forward. Good stim there, looking for the kill on this rallying muta, but so I'm a little bit too quick for that, and so a lot of health was lost. A lot of energy was lost on these medics because of that stim. Gonna try to bait out a couple more stims here if you can. There's another stim already, so getting 2 stims without losing anything so far. Very good stuff from Soma. He's gonna continue to build that Mutalisk count. Drone over at the top left. Gonna go ahead and snag that base, and looking at these 2 turrets, they're looking a little bit too well defended there. Too many Marines at that position. Gonna run into the natural now, though. Marines are gonna do a great job here holding the line against these lings. But the mutas, he loses 2 to trade out for most of the bio. Not bad. Getting some use out of those lings here. A bit surprised to see him just go flying in and just trade that out. But I guess he saw so many Marines on this high ground. He knew there wouldn't be too much down here in the natural and maybe could get a good trade there. Not sure if it was a good enough trade. But he's going to be able to slip a few drones out now. That Light is kind of trapped in front of his base. 6 mutas total with another 4 joining the group, going up to 10. Trying to slip a Marine out there. Wanted to get one out on the map. Still might be able to try that. Just stim and run north. Get around this and get over towards the 3rd base. At least find out where it is. Maybe even kill a drone or 2. That would be optimal. Stim and run down. Soma just going to expertly avoid that while making his Hydralisk Den. No Queen's Nest here just yet, but an add-on for the tank. Okay, interesting. So he's going to start making tanks long before we have a Queen's Nest added. Marine managed to slip its way around the top. I'm not sure what he's saying here, asking a question. But he's about to lose some drones over at that 3rd base. That's pretty annoying. Could just make this into a Vespian Geyser. Go, go, go. Vespian Geyser. Vespian. Okay, he's just going to run for it. Could have made a geyser there, but not going to be able to do so. This is going to force the Mutas to go way back. Could just send... Does he have one pair of Lings? I guess he'll make 2 pairs to deal with this and keep the Mutas at the front. Yeah, you don't want to allow the Marines to just walk all the way across the map for free. Up to 5 racks now. First tank is out. He'll probably end up going with this once the 3rd tank is ready. That 3rd tank is kind of a breaking point where you can start to smash through the natural. Just set up a big group of tanks here and just bash down whatever sunken colonies are made in desperation. Lurker aspect is just about to finish. Hive just started, though, so we're a long way away from that all-important Defiler. It really does change the matchup. There's still an opportunity here for Light to try and bust through prematurely. Making some Hydras now. Lurker aspect is done, and the Hydras are not out yet. Marines are starting to push forward. Here comes the tanks. Nope, tanks still sitting back at home. Surprised to see that. Thought he would be moving out with the tanks in tow, but instead just pushing out with this 2 big groups of bio. Threaten out on the map. Taking some trades now. That's a pretty decent trade. 3 Marines there. Good splash damage from Soma. Now going to bring forward the rest of his Marines, or less of his Lings and Mutas. Didn't know about this group on the low ground, though. Turnaround is very quick, however. Soma, great job there. Even though the trap was sprung, he managed to bail out just in the nick of time. Here comes now the 3 tank push. Not sure if he's managed to research irradiate during all this. I don't think so. Big counterattack heading towards this natural. Oh my gosh, this could really mess up Light here. Go for the bunker? No, he's going to go up into the main base, letting the Lings kill the turrets and just diving on top here. Is there enough at this front to hold on? The sunken colonies are just being made right now. Lurker is setting up here on the low ground. High ground Lurker. Can that actually hit? No, it absolutely cannot. Lurkers here all the way in the back as just a few Lings are dealing some more damage here over in the main base. The Marines are going to start to run forward, killing off some of these Lurkers. Light is pushing through, not able to hold this. Soma is just going to have to tap out as he loses this natural. Not enough counterattack damage. Light is still going to continue to grow. 2 more Mutas push out. And we're seeing an absolute masterclass from Light, just dismantling Soma over and over again. And yeah, maybe the rust is still a little bit there. GG is called. Soma taps out, has a few last words. Maybe I will put those down in the comments, guys, as we jump into game number 3. All right, guys, we're hopping into game number 3 here between Light and Soma. We got Light over in the top right-hand corner, Soma down in the bottom right. Soma just getting battered a little bit so far in this series. Having a hard time dealing with the Light Submarine medic style, and that may be a persistent problem going forward. We'll see. Soma can put something together. If he can start to take games off of Light, I'll definitely be on the watch for more Light versus Soma games wherever I can find them, whether it be on the ladder or otherwise. So make sure to subscribe, guys. Make sure to follow the channel. Hit the notification bell, and yeah, like the video, guys, if you're enjoying the content so far. If you want to see more stuff like this, I'm working on a deal right now to try and get some more content to you guys. It's been really unfortunate that Soup Duel series hasn't had another season yet. Still waiting on information about that. Really hope that it can continue, but not sure what's going to happen. It's just, Broodwar is such a confusing and difficult landscape. It's so hard to navigate and find your way in this landscape and in this kind of troubled scene, which is Starcraft Broodwar. It really is unfortunate, guys, and I'm spending a lot of time just thinking about it and trying to figure out ways that I can bring you guys more content. It's not easy. But I digress. We've got the layer coming down here. Of course, 1x fast expand coming out of light once again. And it seems like he's set up for another 2-hatch play. Now, I said there was a 2-hatch play last game, and he managed to throw down a 3rd hatch. That doesn't mean that he wasn't lined up for the 2-hatch, but decided to kind of mix it up after the SCV went down to try and throw off light just a little bit. Here, we'll see if he can deny the SCV scout. And he should be able to do that. Just put a couple of lings here on the ramp and prevent that SCV from ever coming in. A couple of Marines are heading out on the map right now. They may be able to catch a ling or two. No, ling gonna go off to the side here. He really wants that kill on the SCV. Does get it and slips past. Oh my gosh, both of these actually living on 5 HP. That's so nuts. This one on 3 HP, by the way. Oh my goodness, they are badly injured. But they will still continue out on the map. Kind of funny that these are way out on the side here, and Marines are actually headed in the direction of his natural. Dude, is Soma just going to completely misread this? It does seem that way. As soon as he sees the Marines here hitting that Overlord, he knows he's in a ton of trouble. This is a drone. Very nice attack there from the SCV with the layup. Doesn't get the kill, but it did get a little extra damage there at the end of that fight. And now again being forced to pull drones to try and fight this off. He's going to be able to trap this down in the corner. Managed to get a ling to attack there as well. And so he's actually going to kill this while losing no drones. 0 drones were lost there. That's very impressive. Bit of a mistake from Light to go down here and trap himself in the corner. You really do need some room to maneuver. Try not to get surrounded, but a lot of lings were made behind this. So many lings, in fact. Oh my gosh, he really did panic and build a lot of lings. If he had just held, just held back and instead of building all of these lings, made a whole bunch of drones, my goodness, would his position be good right now. He's actually waiting for everything to move out of the way so he can run up into the main base. He is going to try and make that run now. Kills 2 Marines, loses quite a few lings. Only 3 lings remain. More lings are on the way, though. These 3 lings are going to buy a lot of time and perhaps get the Marines to move out of position. Yes, they are. More lings are going to slip past. Oh my goodness, this is going quite well for Soma, who's going to jump on top of the Marines now. A lot of these are going to go down. As soon as the Marines start to fall, the DPS lowers by a lot, and the lings can really start to deal their damage. Just getting rid of the engineering bay as well. That engineering bay is not being allowed to finish, and so the Muta follow-up could actually end things here. Getting quite a few SCVs that are on this gas, while Light is just trying to survive, get some fire bats out. Those fire bats are not going to do very well against the mutas coming up here. In fact, a bunch of mutas are headed on the way. This SCV hiding in the corner rather than attacking the drones. Sometimes that can be very impactful. If you just let the SCV attack the drones, occasionally you'll end up getting multiple kills with that. Mutas need to get some damage going. Start to hit some of these Marines, or at least get rid of the fire bats. The Ling's coming forward here. Going to try and get rid of this last SCV, building the turret. Can he get rid of this SCV? I think he will. Going after the Marine once again. Ling's rotating around. This firebat will eventually go down. Ling's avoiding and avoiding and still managing to survive. He brings in the Lynx now to finish off the turret. He does get rid of it. Mutas are so low, 14 HP on this, but he's continuing to rally them forward, doing an excellent job of making sure that they don't fly through the natural and die. And there it is. GG is called. Light leaves this game, and Soma is victorious. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Finally getting this win here. Soma firing back that one Mutalist with just 4 HP, being a real hero here, hanging on. How many kills did that get? 6 kill Muta. Oh my gosh, dude, doing so much work there, killing off multiple Marines, SCVs, and these Lings. This is a 6 kill Ling too, by the way. Wow, those Lings running around in the main did a huge amount of work. And Soma finally manages to sneak a win, although it was not very convincing considering how rough this early game was, how few drones he has behind this. If Light was just able to get that turret up a little bit quicker, he was able to, bring a few more SCVs up here to fight the Ling and just get rid of it, block for the Marines, something like that. he would have been in a great spot after pushing all of this back. The redrone and, you know, follow-up from Soma would have been really poor. And so you got to give it up to Light. He is still one of the best Terran players in the world. Really looking forward to, again, seeing more games from these two players, guys. If you're the same as me, make sure to drop a like and a follow. Hit that notification bell. Also, support on Patreon if you can. Shout out to the Patreon supporters. We'll see you in the next video.